While this convention is not going to be typical, Democrats say they are fired up by Kamala Harris. And looking back at convention history, nominations were not open until about the 1950s, where candidates were not pre-chosen. Let's take a look at how important these conventions have become and how they work. Casey Burgat is a political science professor from George Washington University and joins us more to talk about this. Casey, thanks for being with us. So how did it work?
Kind of what we're seeing now, that the presumptive nominee, what we've seen in the last couple generations, where we go to our respective conventions already knowing who the candidate is going to be. It used to not be that way almost a vast majority of the time, including with Abraham Lincoln's election, other people who we know, even FDR's, people would show up to the convention and there would still be multiple candidates, 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, still vying for that nomination. And so that roll call vote we just heard about with all the states coming up in alphabetical order and casting their delegates' votes, there was a fight for that majority that it took to win the nomination. That was more common than not in a previous era.
But there was a sense that even in the old way they used to do that whoever emerged had defeated opponents, that there had been a debate amongst the delegates to choose this individual. Since this campaign got upended with President Joe Biden deciding he was not going to continue his campaign, what pitfalls would have been out there for Democrats had they gone into Chicago and said, we're going to open this up and let the delegates decide?
It's the unknown, right? And that's what scares a lot of party leaders. So you said that at least delegates in previous eras were deciding these candidates, which we're not going to see at an open convention in Chicago, it doesn't seem like. But that's very different than the primary process that we've come to be assumed to be of all times, right? Where a primary process are voters actually choosing their delegates, as was just mentioned, to send to their conventions, but the voters have the ultimate say. That is what a lot of folks are saying is not happening anymore with the Biden dropping out and Harris being rallied around, right? No voters are selecting Kamala Harris on their ticket. So there's a debate about, is this a democratic process anymore? But in a previous era, it was not democratic at all. These were the proverbial smoke-filled rooms where trading was going on. You give me your delegation, maybe you get a spot in the cabinet, these types of conversations. And there was a lot of reforms to be done to take it out of those party leader conversations and give it to the voters. And now we're kind of having a mix mash of all of this stuff where voters chose Joe Biden. They didn't have a chance to select someone else after Biden dropped out. And now we are debating whether or not the voters were actually, the will of the voters was actually adhered to heading into Chicago, where Kamala Harris seems to be the presumptive nominee without having won a primary.
Yeah, so let's drill in on that, because as you were ticking off the way things used to be, it sounded to me like there was some familiarity in what's going on right now. How do you look at a situation where 14 million people voted in Democratic primaries for Joe Biden, but when Democrats open up this convention in Chicago, they ain't getting Joe Biden?
Exactly. And this is where, I mean, we're living in an asterisk type of history right now, right? Where everything is playing out, where we can't seem to have, it's just different than what we've seen before, from Trump's campaign to his administration to Biden dropping out. Everything now comes with an asterisk that has its own individual explanations. But what is old is new again, at least in some semblances of it in 2024. And that's what we're seeing here, where the president drops out, the presumptive nominee, his delegates are then freed up, and there's no time, there's no mechanism to go back out and redo that primary process of which we're so familiar. And so just like the party chairman said, they have rules in place for this. We've just never had to use them before. And now with those delegates opened up, it has been an incredibly smart move on the Harris campaign to rally those delegates, talk with those delegations from each of those states, get those endorsements from key players. And that's how you have this rally around the Kamala effect that we've seen really professionalized and distracting any other candidate from jumping in.
Casey Burgat is a political science professor from George Washington University here in D.C. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Hill.
Anytime.